Hello YouTube and welcome to my fourth review. This review, as I said in my last review, which was on Henry, is on Bill and Ben, not the Flower Pot Men, the tank engine twins, as you can see here. We have Ben here on my left, and Bill on the right. Once again, fantastic models, look very much like the television series counterparts. Bill has the face that they've had between series 3 and 9. The face that he's wearing wasn't seen between 10 and series 12. Ben, on the other hand, has one of the face masks that he wore in series 11 and in The Great Discovery. Only Ben seemed to wear this face for some odd reason. As you know, in many of the television episodes, they wear the same faces, and sometimes the same faces side by side. The Hornby models have the same face, which was first seen in series 2. I do have one of the Hornby models. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it at the minute. I have Bill in the Hornby range. And in my Bakerloo review, I did say I have a Hornby Ben. It made a mistake, it was actually Bill. Even I was getting confused between the two. But I don't have access to it at the minute. I think the Bachmann models are a lot better than the Hornby ones. You can see they've got all the details. They've even gone to the effort of painting the back of them the right colour. So that was Ben, and again they've done the same on Bill. Whereas on the Hornby models, as you may very well know, they were just painted yellow and just left very blank. They're also the right scale. I think the Hornby ones are far too big, and also I had problems getting them into stations and into sheds because they were just too tall. Put Henry next to them, so there's Hornby Henry, and they're more or less the right size. As you may remember, Henry was quite a lot bigger than Bill and Ben in the television series, and this is again shown when you put the models alongside each other. The one thing I have noticed is that sometimes it is very hard to tell the lettering on their side. I think that's because of the shade of yellow. I mean, it's not too bad here because there's a bit of shade that you can more or less see them, but I mean, to look down on Bill now, you can't really see it too well. They're not the only models that the lettering doesn't come up on the side too well. There's also the Ertl models that I've got here, and it doesn't show up too clearly on there either. So that's Ertl Ben, Ertl Bill. Like the Hornby models, they've only gone and painted them yellow on the back, which isn't the right colour. The models, the lettering shows up on best is probably the wooden range. I've got the old wooden Bill and Ben here. So again, you've got Ben, and we've got Bill, and also if you look carefully at my two wooden ones for a few minutes, Bill is actually a bit of a darker shade of yellow than Ben in the wooden range, and for some reason Bill has his name underneath him and Ben doesn't. I actually got them both in the same year, believe it or not. But in the Railway series, they were more orange than yellow, and so the lettering was a lot more sort of prominent. Like I said, it's not very prominent here at all. Unfortunately, that is a bit of a letdown for the model. Another thing that was a bit of a letdown on both the Bachmann models is the whistles. They're both different whistles. I mean, it's not very prominent, but if you look carefully, Bill has more of a bar around the back, and Ben's doesn't. It's just a normal whistle. So the whistles are both very different, which I think again is a bit of a shame. The only thing that was really supposed to be the thing that was different about Bill and Ben is their nameplates, and that was how everyone could tell them apart. But like I said, the whistles being where they are in a funny position anyway, so you can't really see them, and I don't think it makes much of a difference. The packaging is another issue. As you can see here, this is Bill in half of his Bachmann box. I've done the same to Ben, and what I had to do was practically destroy the box, and then, like I said, do it so that you've got each inside is a bit of plastic, and you can put this other bit over it to protect it. But I'd much rather have a box like how the Hornby range do. And also, as we discussed in the Bachmann Bakerloo review, Bakerloo had a really good box to keep them well packaged, and it's very hard to believe that both the Underground Ernie engines and the Thomas Bachmann range are made by the same company. I mean, these models are really fragile, so I think they could do with a lot better packaging. To be honest, the packaging is a bit of a letdown, but at least I can store them at all. To be honest, I say that was Bill in his packaging, and then here I've got Ben. And as you can see, once again, I've made a box for him to. I've had to cut around the packaging again. One good thing though, unlike Bakerloo, they do come with instructions. So yeah, there's the instructions for Bill and Ben. Both, I think that's Bill. Yeah, well, basically both models came with the exact same instructions, but because they're twins, they're more or less their instructions are exactly the same, and that's part of the box. That's the back part of the box. So yeah, this is Bill's, and then of course you've got all the other ones advertised on the back here, and the only other one I have got that's advertised on the back is Toby. But I've got engines like Mavis, Salty, and Donald and Douglas as well, who I'll review another time. As you know, Bill and Ben were absent in the television series for a long time. They came back again quite recently to the CGI series, and they had a lot more detailing on them. And one of the most, again, something that was very noticeable was the fact they now have red wheels, and they also have the lettering on their sides has red lining around it. I got these two models of Bill and Ben in September last year at Rushden Model Weekend from a shop called Tootley Thomas, and all my Bachmann ones actually come from them. And so I got Bill and Ben there, and so I got them in September, and then in October the next month, of course, they came back to the television show, looking a lot more different. And something I'm tempted to actually do to these models of Bill and Ben is paint the wheels the red colour. I do actually like the red wheels on Bill and Ben a lot more than I thought I would at first. I mean, when I saw that their wheels were red at first, it was quite a bit of a shock to the system. But in the CGI series, I think the red wheels look a lot better than I thought they would do, and I think it helps with Bill and Ben's characteristics. It makes them look a lot younger and cheekier. Whereas I think if they had black wheels in the CGI series, it wouldn't look quite as good. So I don't think that the fact they've now got red wheels is a bad thing. Obviously, other people may think differently. Like I said, I am tempted to paint these models red on the wheels. Mate, if you'd like to comment below and tell me what you think about that, then it would be great to hear from you. So I think, again, they are very good models, and it was very hard to fault them. I think that CGI is a lot better for that reason, really. I mean, there's a lot of characters that have come back and new ones that have come in that wouldn't have been achieved as well with the model series. There's also been some great new shots, again, that I think if it was the model series, wouldn't have been able to achieve some good new camera angles. Another thing is that, say, they've got moving eyes, being Bachmann. They've got moving eyes, and compared to like Bakerloo, who we discussed last time, it's better because there's no gaps between their eyes. They both run very, very well indeed. I think Ben's actually the better one of the two. Ben's a lot faster, and Bill was a bit slower, but still a good runner. And normally when they travel, Bill's normally at the front and Ben's behind him. But I normally have to do it so Ben's in front of Bill because Ben's just that bit more powerful. So Ben normally travels in front when they go around together. I'd give them 10 out of 10. I think it's really good. Like I said, I've pointed out the issues like with the whistles and the lettering doesn't show up too well. On the Hornby Bill and Ben, the lettering does show up a lot better. So I've only got Bill, but they let them just show up a lot better. But also, I think just that the models are the right size and everything else. It's just so much better to have the Bachmann Bill and Ben. Another thing that I thought of as well, that's a bit of a letdown, is that they've got these great big holes at the front where they've had to accommodate for the coupling. And I think it's just a bit of a shame they didn't put the coupling on top. So now they've got this great big hole that you can see. So if you ever did want to take them off, you'd have a great big hole. Again, that's a bit of a letdown, but so I think I'd give them 10 out of 10. So they run really well. I'd recommend them to you a lot more than the Hornby ones. Next time we'll be looking at Mavis and Salty in a joint review. So 2 diesels. And thank you for watching this review. Hopefully I've covered everything. But if not, you can comment below. Thank you for watching.